Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate.
Okay, I want to thank everybody this afternoon for being here to celebrate a wonderful career. You know, we're here for Doug, and Doug's been here for us for 23 years. So what I'd like to do at this time is let the Honorable Mayor Rogers Anderson come up and say a few kind words about Doug Hood, his Director of Parks and Recreation.
Well, thank you, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come to a function in the afternoon that we come with mixed feelings. One is we're glad and happy and joyous for the many years Doug that has put in and what he has been able to accomplish here in Williamson County through our Parks and Recreation, and it's all possible through all the staff members that we have here. On the other side, it's always sad to see someone leaving the organization that's done an outstanding job, that has been the pinnacle of Parks and Rec for so many, many years here in the state of Tennessee. Doug is, he's a different person. You like Doug. He's a government person that you like, you trust him. He's not elected. Maybe that would change it. What do you think? But Doug's was actually brought in not under my administration. He was brought in under Bob Ring, which the title at that time was called the County Executive, and through a search committee that many people interviewed, that were interviewed, and Doug was finally chosen. I know Judy Hayes and many other people were involved in those early days of bringing Doug here. If you have an opportunity, you need to look at some of the pictures of Mr. Hood in his younger days of 20-some-odd years ago, so that you that are 30-some-odd years old will know what you will look like when you get to be 60 plus. And I can speak to that also. Then he served under Clint Callicott, and just a few minutes ago, Clint walked into the room. There he is, over by Diane. I'm always reminded when I think of Clint and Doug, Clint being a farm boy, when he would drive out to see a place that we might could look at a ball field, he would always comment, man, that'd be a great place for cows. Doug would look at it and say, that'd be a great place for ball fields. There are so many people here that I look around the room and could give acclimates, but I want to take just a few seconds and say thank you to Doug for his many years, 2 decades plus of serving here in our county. Thank you to Johnny Kay for putting up with the unusual hours that Doug has to work and has worked, long, short, weekends, whatever it took. She was tolerant and loaned him to us for 23 years, and I thank her for that. And to Doug's children, which I don't think they're here, are they, Doug? No, sir. One's in Texas and one's over in the Carolinas, and they couldn't be with us, but they grew up with a dad that had high expectations, and he certainly accomplished those expectations in our county, and he expected that of all of employees. Nothing less than the best of your efforts were always expected, and it tells, it shows, and it reflects on the values and the quality of life that we have here in our wonderful county that we call Williamson. To Doug the individual, I'll miss him. He's a friend, he's a wonderful worker, he's a man that does what he says he's going to do. You don't necessarily need the legal documents. We're required to have that by the lawyer's standards, but Doug Hood does what he says he's going to do, and he's a man that you can depend on. In this day and time, that is often very hard to find. To the many things that I watched him grow and mature on over the many years, how he's developed our park system. Our latest edition was just less than a month ago. That took from 1998 or 99 with the efforts of Nancy Conway and Judy Hayes, fulfilling a dream that we wanted to have a natural park. It's right off the Parkway, and through the efforts of the Highway Department and working with the National Park Service, we were able to open that, and that was a wonderful addition to what is already existing in our community. to the many soccer fields. Many of you I see in the audience, some of you had my children and taught them how to play the game of soccer, because I came from East Tennessee and soccer is not pronounced up there. Right now football is not, but it's getting better. But to Doug, from the indoor soccer arenas, the early days of just developing our ball fields and our system that we work and use, to the cooperation we had between our city departments, working in those early days with fields like Fieldstone Farms, and watching many of the people that are here today, a little more gray-headed, but started out working and running around the gym floors and umpiring the ball games, is all under the oversight of Doug. We spread our wings under a different model about a dozen years ago, and working with our cities, trying to find a way that we could put parks in every single city that wanted it, but they had to help participate and pay for that, and Doug paved the way. A few years ago, we even asked Doug and his staff we've got to find a different model. We have to find ways in which people can help pay and support the services that we render and offer to all of our taxpayers. But at the same time, we have to find a way to sustain what we're attempting to do. And he even fulfilled that model of going to some soccer organizations and swim clubs and saying, help participate, help us pay for this, and they did. And he did it in a very professional way that I had no complaints out of that. That's the kind of man we're losing. On the other side, we have a lot of memories of Doug and what he's been able to accomplish, and I thank him again. I said the other night at the county commission meeting, he's a person you don't just replace overnight. But I stand before you and also tell you that I have great faith in Gordon Hampton, who will be our intern. Once Doug leaves, Gordon will take over this organization. He'll run it until a permanent individual is chosen. And that's the model that I use. There are people who are here in this room, that's the model I choose, to go and find the next best person to try to find and fill those shoes that Doug's left behind. I think there may be another Doug out there. I just don't believe it's going to be very easy to find. So Doug, I say thank you for your many years of hard work. Thank you for giving of your time and energies, and I hope that we're not making this a solemn occasion, because really and truly we all look forward to the day that we can walk away and hang up our cleats and enjoy the fruits of working hard. Hopefully you've saved a little money the kids did not know about. I understand. The best of luck to you in the future. Thank you for everything you've meant to our county. And on behalf of all of Williamson County, 202,000 people, you've made a hell of a difference.
As you can tell, I'm still taking advice and help from the mayor. I asked him, I said, what is this one for? He said, that's the television, Doug. I'm so blessed to have been able to serve here in Williamson County. I was fortunate enough that we planned it like this, and I want to thank my staff. At 1 o'clock today, they were here from 1 to 2:30, and then we kind of had to go in different directions because, as you know, the facilities are still open, and we need to make sure that everybody got an opportunity to come in here. Let me start with the thank yous with the 3 really great men that I got to work for. I was fortunate enough to work for Bob Ring, who had a firm belief about Parks and Recreation and how it should be spread throughout the county. I got to work for my friend Clint Calicott, who believed that everybody should have an opportunity in Parks and Recreation and was an avid sports fan and saw the need for this. And then my dear friend Rogers Anderson, who ran this and let me run it like a business. And I've been so appreciative of all 3 of them and how they allow me to do my job. You know, when we came here from Florida, I was riding, I've told the story several times, I was riding up 96 and had my 9-year-old son in the car, in the truck, and Johnny Kay was following behind us with my daughter Krista and Lori, who still works for us today. And I was thinking, what am I doing in Williamson County? I don't even know anybody here. Well, what I was doing was that the Lord put me here. The Lord put me and my family here, and to be able to enjoy all of these wonderful things that came with being a Parks and Recreation Director, all the people I got to meet, the wonderful department heads I got to work with. And I'm telling you, please believe me when I tell you this, we actually all do get along and care about each other and want to do the right thing. We want to do the right thing for the residents of Williamson County. I want to say something about my friend Tommy Murdoch. Tommy, I know everybody's kind of chuckling. Tommy's my friend. Tommy and I go way back. I talked to Tommy when I was interviewing for this job. Tommy's who I interviewed with. He was part of the chairman of the Joint Rec. Mr. Barnhill, who's here, he was on that committee. Some other Doug Langston, some other people. It was kind of a combination. And Tommy was laying the plan out for me, and he thought it was kind of funny because the day they offered me the job was on a Saturday, and that's the day the mall opened. And when Tommy called me back, and he said, we'd like to take you and Mrs. Hood out to dinner and discuss the job with you. And I said, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Murdoch, but I'm going to the mall. And he said, okay. I'm not sure if he was going to rescind the offer. But we did that simply because there was everybody in Williamson County, a lot of people were going to be there, plus Reba McEntire was singing. And I thought that would be a great place to go and to find out how people felt about this community. And everybody said, what a great place to raise your kids. I mean, what a great place to raise your children. You know, and being in the business that I was in, I thought, boy, is this, you know, this may be the place for us. This has got to be the place. And then it kind of sealed it the next morning when you kind of run into people. Johnny Kay and I go to St. Philip's Catholic Church, and Johnny wanted to see Mass, which was very important to her, and Kay on that Sunday morning, so we stayed over and went to Mass at St. Philip's. Johnny said, when we got done, she said, do you know where the restroom is here? And I said, I don't. Well, there was a lady standing right there next to me. And I said, ma'am, excuse me, can you tell me where the restroom is? And she said, for you or for your wife? I said, it's for my wife. She said, it's right down the hall there. So, and I said, well, I appreciate that. So Johnny walks off, and I said to her, she said, oh, are you visiting? I said, yes, we are. And I said, I wonder, do you live here? She said, I do. I said, can you tell me a little bit about the schools? Well, she said, I think I know a lot of bit about the schools. Some people think I don't. It was Becky Sharper. And she said, I'm the superintendent of schools. So it was kind of like the Hoods were supposed to be here. You know, I had family in Indiana who was close by, which I'm very close to. My cousin Michael is here with his lovely wife Jennifer, and one of their sons have come. And also my sister is here, who's my older sister, but my beloved sister. She has always treated me like her little brother and been very protective of me over the years. And we're Seminoles, true and true. My brother-in-law is the Associate Athletic Director at Florida State University, and she's leaving in about 15 minutes to get back on a plane to go to the lighting of the spear tonight, which if you're a Seminole fan, is like running through the T. So y'all understand. But again, I can't thank you all enough. It's been such a blessing to work here. All the department heads, again, I want to say thank you to all of you. I want to thank all the elected officials, and I'm talking about from the state level down, you know, the judges, the work we've had with them, you know, all the people, the private schools, the public schools, you know, and my dear friends who I work with every day. And I'm not going to say anything about individual department heads because it's not right, because I am so grateful to all of them. But I do want to say something about my friend Diane Giddens, and I said something the other night. Diane has been a very strong person for me in helping me over the years. She and I are 23 years into this. She's been here about 35, and she'll only be 41 at her next birthday, so she started very young, because I'll hear about that. But Diane has that gift of making you feel, you know, whatever the problem is, she can make it work out for you, and these three great men who have been our leaders, the county executive and mayor. And as my friend Diane said, you know, Doug, it's all good. It's all going to be good. And I appreciate your friendship, Diane, and guidance over the years and your help. But that's what makes this a great community, is everybody getting along. And to my staff that's still here, I mean, it's been a great ride, y'all. It's been a great ride. And it's like I told them, and I do believe this, you know, when it's all done, nobody's going to remember what you said or what you did. What they're going to remember about is how you treated them. If you treated them fairly, and I told my staff, I didn't treat you all the same, but I hope I treated you fairly. And I say that to all my friends, the friends who we've had here. and the friends that I have from Florida. We have friends, I mean, my friends Barry and Daphne Cavendish are here, who came from Florida years ago. Moved. Scott Moores and Janet Moores came from Florida. Lori came, you know, because we all know, and thank you for taking us, by the way. We love living here. This is our home, and I'm so grateful to all of you for giving us this opportunity. And last and most importantly, Johnny K. Hood, I love you, and thank you for being by my side. Never behind me, always by my side. And to my children, who both called me this morning and said, Dad, we wish they were here. We could be there with you. Krista is in the oil business in Dallas, and she's coming the next couple of days for Thanksgiving, and I told her that was fine. And my son, who has 3 young daughters, when you ask him, Scott, how's it going? Well, it's a little crazy here, Dad. They're 4, 2, and about a month and a half. So I was so grateful this morning to hear from them. But to all our close friends and all the people who mean so much to us in our lives, from Johnny K and I both, God bless you, and thank you for letting me be your director. God bless.
I am Doug's sister, and I'm incredibly proud of him. Incredibly proud of him. Always have been.
Should be. We are.
He was a gift from my parents to me. Really. The first week he was around, I didn't like him much. And then Michael's mother was born, our cousin's mother was born, and I got both of them within 3 months, and I wasn't happy, but I got over it. So we're real proud he's loved it here.
Well, I just wanted to come by and thank Doug for all he's done for the county, and he's been a great friend of mine, and we're going to miss him, although I know he's not leaving town, and we'll be seeing him around. So, but he was a great asset to Williamson County, even more, not only in the parks, but in all aspects of a citizen of Williamson County. So he's going to be missed.
Doug, I'll never say bye. I know you'll always be around, but thank you for everything you've done. Parks and Rec and just Williamson County as a whole. So you'll always be my friend. Love you, and I'll miss seeing you every day.
Hey, thanks so much for you. It's only been 6 years with me, but I know Goodwin when I see him. I've done this long enough. You're doing great work here, so I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Well, I wanted to tell Johnny and Doug both that I appreciate them taking a chance and moving up here. I knew it was a big move back many years ago, and they were taking a chance on coming here, but I think they found a home, and we hit gold.
Doug, I wish you the very best and a long, happy, and healthy retirement, and come by to see us.
I can tell him congratulations and bye, Doug, and hopefully you have a wonderful retirement.
Same here.
Hi, Doug. It's been a pleasure to work with you the past 10 years, and I look forward to continuing in the months and years to come. We'll miss you, but thanks for everything.
Mr. Hood, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to do the things you've allowed me to do. I'm one of the few people that came on as a intern and have worked my way up, sort of up the ladder. But again, thank you. It's been 19 great years for me. You're going to be sorely missed, and obviously you'll know you always have a home. So thank you for everything, and good luck.
How do you say bye to Doug Hood? You know, all you can say is thanks for everything that you've done, and, you know, don't leave the community. We can still got other things you can help us with.
I see that little man that looks just like you in the grocery store every now and then, and it makes me smile. That's how it is.
certainly enjoyed working with you all these years. It's been a great pleasure. You've done a great job starting in 1991 like you did, and grew our department to what it is today, the finest recreation department in the entire state of Tennessee and possibly in the whole country. So I wish you well. Thank you to you and Johnny, and be thinking about you. Take care of yourself and enjoy retirement. See you, Doug. Bye-bye.
Thanks for everything and enjoy your retirement.
Doug, I'll be seeing you around. I got a good spot for him. Hey, whenever he decide to come back, good place to hide. I ain't gonna let a man come out of retirement and go back to work. Make it easy for him.
Well, myself, I enjoy working with Doug, and I wish him well on his retirement.
Well, he's done a marvelous job all these years, and when we hired him, I said the sky's the limit in Williamson County. The opportunities here are unlimited, and he's certainly taken advantage of them by developing one of the finest recreation programs in the whole nation, all across this county for all our citizens, and we owe him a tremendous debt of gratitude.
Well, I just want to say, Doug, thank you so much for the opportunity for working with you. It has been a real honor and a great pleasure. I hope you enjoy your retirements and sit at home and just relax.
Just want to wish Doug a good retirement, and he's done such a good job for the county and brought Parks and Recreation a long ways, and just hopefully he don't get too far from us if we need advice. Thank you, Doug.
Goodbye, Doug. I wish you well, and I'm sure I'll see you around, and have a great holiday.
Thank you for the wonderful opportunities and the great leadership ability that you have kind of instilled in the rest of us. We wish you well and enjoy that time with those grandbabies because it's precious.
We play like Leonard. I have one colleague in the house. We got a whole field of Cowboys. Hey, so second time around.
Okay, how long is your tape? Doug, I just wanted to say thank you, even though thank you doesn't even begin to describe how blessed I feel and honored to be able to say that I worked for such a wonderful, wonderful human being as yourself. As a boss, you are always very confident. I always felt like you had my back. I always felt very honored to say that I worked for Parks and Recreation, because Doug was very much the biggest part of Parks and Recreation for me. Of course, all my other programming sisters, I have to say they were too. So, but thank you, and you will be so missed. And I wish I could, like I said, I wish there was enough words in the world to say how much we really appreciate everything that you have done for us. And take care, have a good vacation, and always remember that we miss you so much and that we wish you the best. We wish you the very, very, very best. Congratulations.
Doug, it's been a pleasure working with you over these years. I think it's been a wonderful experience for the county to have you in as this director, and I wish you the best.
I do want to say goodbye to Doug, but not really goodbye, because we're such good friends. We'll meet for Chop House for lunches and Cracker Barrel for breakfast, but not just a working colleague. We've become great friends, and our families are close, and we keep up with our children and grandchildren. And so, yes, we're going to miss them in Parks and Rec, but as far as personally, we're going to stay in contact and remain good friends.
Well, Doug, I just want to say congratulations, and as always, sir, you are an oak.
Bye, Mr. Hood. It's been a pleasure working for you. Happy retirement.
Same thing, Mr. Hood. It's been a great time working with you.
Ditto, like these two. No, yeah, best wishes to you, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Doug, we sure are going to miss you out here at the county. I know you're going to be sticking around on a part-time basis, but
Won't be like full-time, but we'll miss you, but we'll see you around. Good luck to you.
Doug Hood, goodbye. Enjoy retirement. You're leaving a lasting legacy to the citizens of Williamson County. Thank you very much.
Well, Doug, Nuke told me I have to be nice. All I want to say is we came into the same county commission meeting together, and it's been a pleasure watching your service, and it's a pleasure watching what you've done for this county, for these several communities, my family and myself. Have a happy retirement, my friend.
Doug, I'll miss you. I think more so than anything, I'll miss your laugh and your hugs. Those have always been great. And I'm so appreciative for everything that you've taught us all. You're a true servant leader. You're a wonderful addition to this community. It's been an honor and a blessing to work with you.
I want to tell you how much we all appreciate you. It's just, it's amazing what you've been able to do, and to keep this county in the forefront of the possibilities for providing people with the kinds of recreational experiences that they've come to expect in this county. You've set a whole new standard, and it'll be hard for anybody to match it.
Hey, Paul. How are you, sir? Thank you for coming by. Thank you. He's not coming by. You tricked Arlene and me both. Me used to be down. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Give me your best look.
Today is a special moment in the history of Williamson County Parks and Recreation, because Doug Hood is retiring, but we are very, very fortunate to have had a man to do what he has done for Williamson County in that area. And he has led us forward. He's made it #1 to match anything anywhere. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. And thank goodness he's not leaving us permanently, but we'll be on special projects after, the first of the year. So this is a special tribute to a special person. Thank you, Doug Hood.
Well, I was telling him just a few moments ago that, we live in this incredible community, and I'm raising my family now, working here, worshiping here, doing all the great things that we do in this community. And there's so many people like him, but he's really a pillar of this community, and he's done so much to make it what it is today. And for those of us who are fortunate enough to be in elective office, I sometimes say we stand on the shoulders of giants. We're kind of being passed the baton by folks like Doug, who have worked so hard, and now it's our job to not mess it up, to make sure we continue to make this community the great place that it is. So we certainly wish him the best. I hope he'll be around so that when we need him, we can reach out, grab him, and pull him back in.
To know Doug has been one of the treasures of being a Williamson Countyan. He came to our area when parks were just beginning, and he made something wonderful, award-winning, and glorious. He said parks were for every person, one step at a time and one person at a time. He's done a marvelous job. He's been a friend to every person he ever met, and is held to the highest esteem by everyone who he ever worked with. There's been no one too great or too small for him to help, and he's a friend and has meant so much to all of us, from the smallest community to the biggest city. And Doug, we're going to miss you. We wish you the very best. You deserve all the good things in life. I love you and Johnny K, and thank you so much for all you've done.
Doug, thank you for your years and years and years of service to the county. As you know, when I was on the county commission, you were park director then, and it's an honor and a pleasure to see all that you've accomplished, which will stand long after you and I are both gone. Thank you for your service to our county.
Well, we've been married 35 years, and I have never, ever had a honey-do list.
No, she hadn't.
No. So I don't plan on a honey-do list, and I would like for him to rest and just do what he wants to do when he wakes up in the morning, and just look forward to visiting our kids in Texas and in South Carolina.
Pretty good life, huh? Been very blessed.
Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate.